Yeah, there you go. As you say, Lomax isn't playing. Knowles isn't in this.
No, well, Knowles is suspended anyway. Oh no, he got a grade A. Knowles has been pulled out because Saints players don't all get picked, do they?
No, I think it's because you've only got a maximum of six, and Lomax was injured, so
Yeah.
Ryan Knowles isn't in for some reason. I don't know, but bizarre.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange because Knowles will be in the
I
World
think
Cup squad.
I think the Combies are going to win this.
I kind of don't care who wins in a way.
Neither do I, but I think the Combies will win.
I'll
I'm
watch
going
it,
Combies,
but I'm not.
Combies by 8.
It's not drawing me to spend 20 quid going and watching it.
Nope, I won't be. That's for sure.
And I don't like being so negative about something, but yeah, that's how I feel about this game. I've got zero enthusiasm right now for it.
Yeah, I'm away for a family weekend, so I won't be watching it anyway.
There you go then.
There you go.
Sunday, 1 p.m. Wales' women against Italy's women. I don't know anything about Italy's women's credentials, so I'm going to guess that Wales are going to win it.
Yeah, I'll go with that as well, I'm afraid.
And then Sunday, 2:30 p.m. French men against Welsh men. I don't know if there's anywhere we can watch this one, but it'd be good if there is. France's squad is basically almost all Catalans and
Yeah,
Toulouse, which you'd expect, but there's a few from outside of that in there. So Julian Busquet, Aldrich, Da Costa, Jordan Zazaria, they're all from Catalans. Morgan Escray from Salford. Ben Garcia, Mikel Gundmont, Ben Julien, Matthew Liguer, all from Catalans. Paul Marcon and Anthony Marion from Toulouse. Artem Morg from Catalans. Romain Navarrete and Eloi Pelissier from Toulouse. Artur Romano and Cesar Ruud from Catalans. Justin Sangari from Toulouse, Paul Seguier from Catalans, Maxime Stefani from Toulouse, and then Louis Jouffre from Halifax, and finally Fouad Yaha from Catalans. So, that's not a bad.
not bad.
Yeah. In the
All right.
Wales, Welsh named a 30-man squad, which are obviously going to get whittled down before they travel over to France. A lot of potential debutants in this squad for Wales. So Caleb Aikins, who's at Lee, he's held himself up as Welsh now, so he's a potential debutant there. Bailey Antrobus, who's just come over for York, he might get his first Welsh gig. That part of his move was to try and get in the World Cup squad, so that's winning for him so far. Gavin Bennion from Rochdale, Joe Burke from West Wales, Chester Butler from Huddersfield / Halifax / wherever he is, Mike Butt from Swinton, Curtis Davies from Workington, Connor Davies from Workington, Reese Evans and Ben Evans from the Bulls, William Evans from Whitehaven and Jude Ferreira from London Broncos. There are two more potential debutants. Dan Fleming from Bradford, Matty Fozzard from Widnes, Dalton Grant, the old stager, I think now it feels like he's been around for such a long time, London. Kobe Green's a potential debutant from Rochdale, so's Tom Hopkins from Barrel, so's Carl Huish from Wigan's reserve setup. Lewis Hume from Widnes, another one who might make his first game appearance for Wales, as is Paddy Jones. Elliot Keir is going to be the captain, Bradford and Fire Service stalwart. Kieran Lewis from West Wales, Rodri Lloyd from Swinton, Lewis Pinder is another potential debutant out of Wigan's reserves. Owen Restall from Oldham, Louis Roberts from Lee. There are other people who might make their first Wales appearances. Anthony Walker from Bradford, David Wheatman from Workington, and Calvin Wellington from I can't believe Calvin Wellington's never played for Wales before, but he's up for a potential debut. And then finally Reece Williams, who I think will set the record for appearances for Wales in Rugby League in this game as well. Looking through the strength of those two squads, you've got to say France have the stronger squad, don't they?
France by a quite comfortable margin, I would have thought.
Yeah, I agree. And then Sunday, 3:30 p.m. on Sky, it's the Wheelchair International, the top two teams in the world. England will try and get a win against France, who beat them in the series last year, didn't they, at the end of the year? I think always tightly competed occasions between these two sides, so make sure you watch this one. I think it's a tough game to call. France are slightly better, I think, so I'll go with France.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think England. I mean, if we're going to win the World Cup, we're going to have to beat France at some stage.
So why waste it on a mid-season game?
Exactly. No, that's a good point, Mark. But we need. I'd like us to win this game because it would give us some confidence ahead of the World Cup. But I suspect you're right. I suspect France are still just that little bit better. Be a good one to watch, though, this one.
Yes. Well, I'll put all of those games up on the Google form for people to pick, to give us fan reviews from once they've seen those games or followed those games in some way or another. And I'll try and remember to put some automatic tweets and Facebook posts out whilst I'm away. I might forget, so you might have to just rely on your own memory to go and give us those fan reviews. But next week's show will be really short if we don't. So, yeah, I'll get that sorted at some point. But yeah, that's pretty much it on this week's Rugby League action. We're now going to move into the show wrap up.
Let's wrap it up.
I'm not going to lie to you, David. My hay fever's been going absolutely haywire so far this week with so much time outside. I've had probably slightly too much sun and quite a few miles of walking around as well, and plenty of beers. I'm flagging, so it's a good job this is a short show. And I knew I'd be flagging by this stage, which is why I said I'll do the quiz, because then I don't have to do the thought part. You do that, and I do the asking part, and I read out what's written in front of me.
You know by now, my general knowledge of rugby league is absolutely crap mark, so this will go very quickly. You'll ask a question, I'll say I don't know, and then you'll give the answer.
I think you might have a chance this week. I've tried to make the quiz pretty accessible. I've gone with the obvious, to be honest.
Right.
It's not about James Roby, because we did about James Roby when he got his 500th Saints appearance.
We did.
But it's inspired by James Roby bringing up his new record number of Super League games with his 455th Super League appearance on Sunday. Yeah. So this quiz is a celebration of Super League record breakers in honour of Roby's own amazing record. So there's not going to be a question about who's played the most games, because we know. And we covered him earlier in the show. Yeah. But there are about other record holders in Super League. So the first question I've got for you is, which player has the most Super League tries in their career?
Which player has
top try scorer in Super League history?
Top try scorer in Super League history. I should know this. I really should know this. I should know this. I really should know this, shouldn't I?
You should. Think successful teams and players who might have been at that team throughout their successful times.
For a long time, yes.
I'll give you a clue if it helps. It's not a winger.
It's not a winger.
No, it's not a winger.
So it'll be a half back. All Super League era.
Scored his tries between 2001 and 2019.
Maguire?
It is Danny Maguire, yeah, of Leeds Rhinos, and a little bit of Hull KR. 247 tries in Super League for Danny Maguire. Right. Which player is the highest point scorer in Super League history?
Sinfield?
It is Kevin Sinfield. 3,443 in his Leeds Rhinos career, which spanned from 97 to 2015. And then finally, which two players hailing from the same club share the record for most points in a Super League season?
Ooh. Now. Most points in a Super League season. That's a good question. I wonder whether...
Well, can you guess what club it is that has two different players who've hit the same points
Saints?
Total? It's not Saints, no.
Okay. So, be a massive season. Bradford, maybe?
No, it's two Wigan players, different players. 2001 and 2010 were the years.
2010. Most points?
Yes, most points in a Super League season.
So it would be the goal kicker then.
Yes.
So whoever's kicking goal. So 2001 Farrell.
Yep.
2010 Tompkins.
No, it was Pat Richards, Man of Steel that year.
Of course it bloody was. Of course it was Pat Richards. Ooh, that was close.
Both scored 388 points in their top point scoring Super League seasons.
Very good. Good quiz. Thank you, Mark. Gave me a chance for those.
I hope some other people got it. I mean, 2 Leeds answers. You've got to expect that Dr. Bob has got 2 out of 3.
Yeah, Bob's got those.
We talked about it at the top of the show. You've been quite busy since you were last on with us, so I'm hoping you've got some really good recommendations, David.
Well, I have been busy, actually. I have been busy. I tell you what, if you've never been to John O'Groats, I'd recommend it. It was really nice. I mean, the weather when we were there was brilliant. Because I was finishing off my Land's End to John O'Groats walk. But it was absolutely stunning up there. The beaches were white sand. It was turquoise sea. I know this doesn't sound like the Scotland you and I know, but it was absolutely gorgeous. We had a ball up there. So that's one recommendation. Get yourselves to John O'Groats. I would fly to Inverness to do it because it's a hell of a long drive if you don't. And then the other recommendation that I'd have is a book that I read while I was on holiday in Portugal. It's a book called Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, and it's about Shakespeare's son. It's a fiction about Shakespeare's son, but it's absolutely brilliant as a book. Very, very good. If you're a reader, give it a go if you haven't read it already.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I had one of the nicest ice creams I've ever had in my life yesterday as we record, so Monday of this week. And it was handmade on site where I guess in the back of the cafe it was in, or takeaway type place. They did chocolates as well, which apparently the chocolates were nice. We bought some for Emma's mum, and she said they were really nice. But Emma said the strawberry ice cream was the nicest strawberry ice cream she's ever had in her life, and I had a lemon meringue ice cream, and it was so nice. And I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation, but it was in Harlech, so we went to Harlech Castle, which in itself is
lovely place.
Yeah, really good, amazing views, really like well retained castle for a castle built in the 13th century. Yeah. It's in really good nick. So you know, if you like your castles, it was good. But we went just opposite the castle, just up the road from there. We bought a lamb pasty from the old cheese market. That was really nice. Would say that, you know, would recommend the lamb pasty. But we got ice cream from and the shop was called, and I'm going to butcher this, but Huffenfar Castel.
You might want to put that on the blog somewhere.
Well, all I'd say is if you're in Harlech, because it's really recommending Harlech, isn't it? Let's face it, because no one's going to go from anywhere else to get there. But we have Andy, don't we, who's a Wigan fan who lives up in North Wales, you know, so he might trip to Harlech to get some. But Huffenfar Castel. But honestly, one of the best ice creams I've ever had in my life. It was so nice. I would so recommend going and getting an ice cream from there.
That sounds delightful. My wife likes her ice cream. She's a big ice cream connoisseur. She hates going to places where they say we've got strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla. That's not a good answer when my wife goes to places that she wants a nice ice cream. Her favourite's pistachio.
Oh, my Uncle Liam says you should always try someone's vanilla ice cream, because if the vanilla ice cream's good, then they can make ice cream, and then the rest is flavour. That's what my Uncle Liam says.
Which is an interesting theory.
It's a fair viewpoint, I suppose, but still, yeah, this what I had was amazing the other day.
Sounds good, Mark.
So yeah, I'll probably have more from Wales next